So Michael Popok, Legal AF, Colorado Secretary of State Jenna Griswold has it right. Donald Trump will not accept the results of the 2024 election unless he wins. He's already in a series of unhinged, unscrupulous rants threatened to mass arrest and convict public servants, election workers, elected officials, lawyers, Democratic donors, and anyone else who he believes is on the wrong side of Donald Trump and the 2024 election if he ever gets back into power. Don't take my word for it. Take the word of Donald Trump, who decided to issue his own cease and desist letter. That's sort of in my world of law, where you have legal grounds and a colorable argument that somebody is doing something improper, illegal against you or unconstitutional against you. You send a cease and desist letter to Donald Trump. It's a way for him to reveal to the American people that he, like any good two-bit dictator, is in favor of mass arrests and having these people never see the light of day in a way that has never been seen, unfortunately, in this country ever before. Let me read to you from the actual language that he used, just so you can see. Here it is. This is under cease and desist. When I win, all in caps. He thinks if he puts it all in caps, it's going to actually make it happen. He'll put it into the universe. When I win, those people that cheated, all caps, will be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law, which will include long-term prison sentences so that this depravity of justice does not happen again. Talk about projection. This is a guy who's about to be sentenced for his own 34-count criminal conviction in New York 2 days before Thanksgiving. And he's out there bragging that if he ever got back into power, if we ever, as an American people in the majority, let him get anywhere near the White House again, the first thing he's going to do when he gets back in is go after people exercising their First Amendment rights, donors, lawyers, election officials, elected officials. And he's going to use the Department of Justice. He's going to weaponize the Department of Justice and go after those people and put them away for long jail sentences. He went on Truth Social, his failing social media platform, whose stock is soaring like the Hindenburg, to paraphrase Stephen Colbert. We cannot let our country further devolve into a third world nation, and we won't. No, apparently he wants it to devolve into a dictatorship where he puts his political enemies in jail where they won't be seen for a long, long time because they're going to be given prison sentences. He went on to say on his cease and desist letter, please be aware that this legal exposure, now he's listing the people that he's going to go after. Attention, Department of Justice. If this isn't a violation of civil rights that shouldn't be further investigated along with the criminal justice system already in play, I don't know what is. Here's the list of people. I assume I'm on that list based on these categories. Please be aware of this, that this legal exposure extends to lawyers, political operatives, all right, donors, illegal voters, and corrupt election officials. Just think about the first part of that. Lawyers who, like me, who took an oath, swore an oath to be officers of the court, uphold the Constitution, and to make sure that our criminal justice and civil justice system is properly administered. We're going to go to jail under a Donald Trump regime. He didn't mention podcasters and makers of content and hot takes on the MeidasTouch network, but he might as well have. I assume that could be some sort of argument that we're political operatives. Donors, illegal voters, and corrupt election officials. He went on to say that such people will be sought out, caught, and prosecuted at levels unfortunately never seen before in our country. There's no other way to interpret this threat. He's going to be building gulags and internment camps, the likes we've never seen before, on American soil, and try to put other Americans in those pens, in those jails, in Siberia, because they're his political enemies. But there's a big if there. There's a big caveat. He has to get back into office, which means we have to make sure he doesn't get back into office, because look at this unhinged, crazed, desperate language that he's using. It should scare the crap out of it. It should scare the crap out of people in the Republican Party, not just the Democratic Party, not just independents. And independents, wake up. Anybody who's still on September the 9th or so is on the fence and they're going to wait till the very end to make their decision because they think they've got more time. They don't have more time. Time is now. Get off the sidelines. Participatory democracies is a contact sport, right? And the protection of our constitutional republic and the rule of law is at stake. We already heard Judge Luttig, Dick Cheney, the Darth Vader of the Republican Party, 11 different White House lawyers and presidential scholars all come out and say the same thing. Over 200 Republicans have all said the same thing. Donald Trump is a threat to democracy and our rule of law. There is Exhibit A. I mean, we have so many exhibits with Donald Trump. I'm running out of letters and numbering and lettering system. That should be enough for you. If you're looking for the last straw that broke the camel's back, this camel is out. I mean, it is dead. This camel's not broken. It's dead. And there's no other way to interpret it. Oh, he was just, I love how the campaign people or people that support Donald Trump said, well, yes, he's got mean tweets and things, but I like his policies. Really? You don't think this is a potential policy? He's going to implement Project 2025. Okay? He's going to eliminate all sorts of protections in American society, install the church back and make it a theocracy, right? That's his goal. He's going to do all of that. We know that. And then he's going to start jailing his political adversaries and enemies, members of the press, members of the media, members of the political opponent, if he loses. Or as people around him, including our President Joe Biden, has said, you can't just support our country and election system when you're the winner. It's important to our democracy in 260 years or whatever of our democracy that the loser transfer power and acknowledge that our election system is the fairest in the world and the most secure in the world. No outcome determinative fraud is present in our system. That's just the way it is. We're going to have to continue to follow all the things that Donald Trump says and does, all these unhinged things that make him disqualified from holding office ever again. There's a reason that Dick Cheney and Judge Luttig, agree on one thing, which is we can't ever let Donald Trump near the White House ever again or put him in a position of power ever again. And it's that kind of diabolical commentary, cease and desist letters that should keep people up at night and doing things to work hard to November the 5th to make sure that people are registering to vote before the deadline in their respective states for the registration to vote. Early vote, mail-in vote, absentee vote, whatever you're entitled to do it. And if all else fails, stand in line for 5 or 6 hours with a joy to your step and a whistle on your lips and vote for the only party that is supporting our constitutional republic, our rule of law, and that is the Democratic Party, because we are one party short of a two-party system. I'll continue to follow it all at the intersection of law and politics. I mean, I'm setting myself up if Trump gets elected again. Save room for me in the gulag. This is Michael Popok, Legal AF. There's our album cover. We sit at the intersection of law and politics every Wednesday and Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time on our podcast. Find out what 40 million people already know, that Legal AF is the home of law and politics commentary and analysis. Wednesday, Saturdays, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. You can watch us record it. You can participate in live chat with the anchors of Legal AF. And then if you're old school OG like me and you like to listen to your podcasts, do the same thing. There's our album cover, Legal AF. Look for it wherever you get your audio podcasts from. So until my next hot take, until my next Legal AF, this is Michael Popok reporting. Heary, heary, Legal AF Law Breakdown is now in session. Go beyond the headlines and get a deep dive into the important legal concepts you need to know and we discuss every day on Legal AF. Exclusive content you won't find anywhere else, all for the price of a couple of cups of coffee. Join us at patreon.com/legalaf. That's patreon.com/legalaf.